Hi, I'm Adam in Wales, and this is a short series of videos looking at games released at Essen Spiel convention in 2016. Now, thousands of games were released at this convention. I brought back a suitcase full, and the game that we're going to look at today is the game Dream Home. So, Dream Home is from Asmodee and Rebel, and you can see it's got this sort of Sims like that computer game Sims. It's got this idea of building this house and a real family-friendly sort of appeal. In Dream Home, each player starts with an empty house containing 12 room spaces. On each of the 12 rounds of the game, every player will add one room card to their house following certain restrictions. You must build from the bottom up, only turquoise cards can be placed on the ground floor, etc. Each room is worth points, but these points increase if they're located next to a similar room type, or another sort of complementary room, such as adding a dressing room next to a bedroom. On a player's turn, they select a room card from a common display. In addition to that card, they'll also receive a resource card, which will give them different actions they can do, such as swapping cards or moving rooms, or new scoring opportunities, or roof cards. And players attempt to collect 4 roof cards throughout the game to complete their roof, and is worth even more points if the roof cards all match in colour. Alternatively, a player may choose to select the one room card which is not paired with a resource, and instead becomes start player for the next round. When all players have selected a pair of cards, the round ends and new cards are laid out. The process repeats until the houses are full. Throughout the game, cards might allow players to add items of decor to their homes, perhaps a hot tub in the bathroom or a piano in the living room. These are worth bonus points at the game end. This game is probably the most sort of beautifully executed game that I've seen in years. Now, that's not to say that it's my favourite game ever, or that it's going to be perfect for everybody by any means, but what I mean by that, when I say it's perfectly beautifully executed, is that this company clearly had very clearly in mind what they were going for. A family-friendly game, a light game, and real streamlined mechanics. Now, this takes about half an hour to play, and it is very straightforward drafting. All you do is select a card, in fact a pair of cards each turn, and then place them on your board. It's set collection. If you remember when Seven Wonders came out a few years ago, and then a couple of years later it was followed by the game Sushi Go, which used very similar mechanisms, but pared it back to the simplest possible thing, just set collection, passing the cards around and drafting. This is similar to what's happened here. We have a game where all you do is select cards and put them into sets, and yet there are frustrating decisions, there are fun decisions, it's difficult. There's lots of opportunity for messing up your opponents, or you can play it really nicely and just work on your own house. So it works for families, and it works for people who are more experienced with board games. I can already imagine the sort of criticisms that will be aimed at the game because of its super light sort of gameplay and its cute theme, but that's to miss the point in that there are no flaws in this game. It works brilliantly. It's beautifully illustrated. The theme is unique. I've not seen any other games really that use this theme, and yet it's such an obvious, lovely one. They've put this child up front and centre, which is brave actually, but it's what we should be doing in 2016. You know, this game a couple of years ago it would have had a sexy mum on the front, or it would have had dad carrying all the packing boxes right up front and centre, but no, we have this little girl, and that's going to put off some people from buying the game, but it opens up to a whole other market, and that's exactly what we should be doing within the board game industry. So this is a game that works very, very well. It plays quickly, the artwork is sublime, and right down to stuff like the tiebreaker is for points at the end of the game is have a look at your house and see if you can find how many children are hidden in these little pictures. And they're all hidden, a leg sticking out here under a table, or an arm, you know, poking out from behind the washing. And you count that up. I mean, it's so rich in terms of its sort of atmosphere, and that all really adds to the experience. The 2-player and 3-player game works well. In that version, the start player removes a column of cards before they select their own, so there's even more opportunity for hate drafting, that horrible term from Magic the Gathering, where I take cards just to deprive somebody else. But you don't have to play it like that. It even says in the rules you can leave that rule out if you're playing with younger players. So this is a totally charming game, and it has Spiel des Jahres written all over it, frankly. It's going to sell an absolute ton, I would imagine, with the family market. I think you're going to see this game everywhere. I loved it. I thought it was really, really good. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this review, please watch some of my others. And I don't do many reviews. I tend to do a board gaming vlog where I talk about design. So please have a look at my board gaming vlog on Adam's Board Game Wales. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter at Board Game Wales, or on Board Game Geek. I'm Adam78. Thank you very much for watching. All the best.